Great.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the wait, guys. There was a technical glitch. Okay. Coming properly. Okay. So my name is Harshendra Devadiga. I welcome you all on behalf of JKSC Shah Classes. Anyways, we have wasted a lot of time. So just a basic information about me. By profession, I'm a company secretary. I've done my LLB, and I'm very proud that I'm a graduate. So let's start. Okay, without wasting any time. Now we are going to study with paper 2. That is corporate and other laws. Okay, so today we'll be just studying a bit of introduction about what is this subject, and one lesson I'll be starting a basic introduction about that, nothing else. Tomorrow we'll be studying in a very full-fledged manner about all these things. Now, before studying any subject, we'll understand the synopsis of this subject. Now, this subject is basically for 100 marks for you guys. 100 marks. Now, how is this subject divided? Let's understand. The subject is divided into 3 parts. Part A is for 60 marks. Okay. And in part A, you have to study only one act, that is Companies Act 2013. In short, we call it as company law. I always say this will form a part of your bread and butter. If you don't know Companies Act, you can never be an auditor. As and when we study this subject, you'll understand why I'm using these words. Okay. Now, the second part, part B, is for 10 marks, which is nothing but Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, which in short we call it as LLP Act. This is for 10 marks. Foundation people had this thing in their foundation also. Obviously, direct entry people, this is a new act for you. Okay. But it's a very simple act. 10 marks are in your pockets. I'll tell you like this. Only 5 hours topic and 10 marks are in your pocket. Part C is obviously for 30 marks. And here you have 3 topics to study. First is General Clauses Act 1897. Part B, the second lesson, 3 lessons here. Interpretation of statutes. And part C is called as Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. In short, we call it as FEMA 1999. Okay. Now, General Clauses Act and interpretation of statutes are kind of theory. These are guidelines how to read and understand law for you. Rest are acts, rest are law. But I personally feel this 30 marks and this 10 marks are directly in your pocket. They have literally kept this for you to clear the exams. Company law is bit inclusive as well as exhaustive. Okay, but yes, lot of learning will come from Companies Act, and that's the reason we'll start with Companies Act itself today. So this is all about your syllabus, okay, of 100 marks. Now just raise your hand, guys. Okay, how many of you are direct entry? Just raise your hand. After graduation, one here. How many of you here are direct entry? Just raise your hand. One, only one, two here. You know how to raise hand? Others are from foundation? Okay, two people. Okay, no problem. So here 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 people. No issues, no issues. Okay. Myself from direct entry. Okay, Aman. Echo हो रहा है voice से. Isn't voice clear? Is it echoing? No. Okay. Here. Direct entry. Okay, so we have some few people from direct entry. Okay, no problem. Okay. Now, see, this is a subject of law. So before I talk, it's a beautiful subject to be fair. But before starting with a lot of entries, a lot of things in this, we'll just first understand what is law. Because what happens now, like when you go to the interviews and example you scored good in law and they ask you, was law your favorite subject? And you'll be like, yes. And they ask you, what is law? So you'll be like, sir, that was not in the syllabus. That will be stupidity. So first understand what's law. So online people, you answer me, especially direct entry people, because I know how you studied law in your college. Okay, law just came and it went, right? So I know how you studied. So you tell me first, what do you think? What is law? I want the answers on the chat box. What is law? And we'll continue ahead with this topic. What is law? Rules and regulations. Okay. One answer came, rules and regulations. Very good. Rules and regulations. And online students, here one answer I got, rules and regulations. So everyone more or less same thing, principles. Okay, more or less rules and regulations. Okay, so my next question is, you are telling rules and regulation, more or less I get this same answer. So is every rule and regulation a law? Is every rule and regulation a law? What do you think? Like students are telling no. So which rules and regulation are law and which are not law? Okay, which comes under constitution. Good. Okay. Chalo. Now we have two questions here. First question is it, sir, what is law? This is the first question. And second question is, what you answered, is every rule and regulation a law? Every rule and regulation a law. Now for this, we have one solution. We have to understand how a law is made in India first, generally. Once we understand, both these questions will be answered to us. So first, how a law is made in India, let's understand. Guys, first, law is in the form of a draft. That draft we call as bill. You might have heard Lokpal bill, and recently very famous WAF amendment bill was there. Then it became an act. So it's very, first draft is called as bill. So first we prepare the bill. So who prepares this bill? Who prepares this bill? Answer, see, there is a drafting committee. What is that, beta? Drafting committee. drafting committee plus there are some people called as secretariats of cabinet ministers. Secretariats of cabinet ministers. These two people are involved in drafting the bill. Now, sir, there are two words you didn't understand. Drafting committee is obviously government people. Okay. But these two words we did understand. Secretaries and cabinet minister. I'll tell you. See. First is what is cabinet minister? See, India's working or administration is divided into various zones. Like there is railways, there is textile, there is health, there is education. And for every zone, there is a minister kept. For there is finance, a very famous finance minister. Who's finance minister? You people know. Take a Lakshmi Devi is there. Yes or no? So Nirmala Sitharaman madam. There is defense. Yes or no? So the accumulation of all this, for every zone there is a minister. And the accumulation of all this minister is known as cabinet. What is it known, beta? Cabinet. Okay. So basically these are, and every minister, like you say railway minister, defense minister, textile minister, all we in short we call it as cabinet minister because they are members of the cabinet. And the head of all this minister is Mr. Modi, Prime Minister. That's the reason we call it as Prime Minister. Am I clear? So these are cabinet ministers. So there are several cabinet ministers. And every cabinet minister is given an advisor. Okay. Who advises that minister on their own zone. So these advisors are called as secretariats. Now these secretariats are, who are these secretariats, beta? These secretariats are nothing but, beta, there are some people called as IAS officers. Have you heard about IAS? Yes, these people clear UPSC exam. Okay, and then they become IAS. I think many people are familiar about this word. So these are IAS officers. They are secretariats, advisors of cabinet minister. So the drafting committee and the secretariats take a sit together and draft the bill. Once the bill is drafted properly, it goes to Parliament. Correct? And in Parliament, there are two houses who have to give the approval. Which are the two houses? Sir, your house, my house. Is it like that? No. Which are the two houses? Okay? Yes, okay. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Yes. So Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. These two houses, once they give approval to the bill, once they approve it, then that bill goes to whom, beta? That bill, perfect, that bill goes to President of India. President of India. Okay. Once President of India, I hope everyone who knows who is the President of India currently. Yes? Okay, if you know, you can put your answer in the chat box. Okay. Once President of India, okay, gives approval, or we can say consent, he gives his consent to the bill, then beta, this bill becomes an act. In simple terms, a law. Am I clear with this? So sir, if anybody asks you what is law, so law is nothing but set of rules and regulations. What is law, beta? Set of rules and regulations approved in the Parliament and consented by the President of India. That is a law applicable in. Did you understand, everyone? So what is law, beta? A set of rules and regulations approved by the Parliament and consented by the President of India. That is a law applicable in. So now second, so what is law we understood? Now second question, sir, is every rule and regulation a law? Answer is no. Only those rules and regulations which are approved by the President and the Parliament are law applicable in India. Like in my face-to-face lecture, I say everyone should be on time in the lecture. Everyone has to follow it. But is it a law applicable in India? No. Has the President of India consented to it? Okay, is it approved in the Parliament? No. But you have to follow it. So that is just a rule and regulation, but not a law applicable in India. Am I clear? So this is what is law. I hope everyone understood. Yes. Perfect. Very good, Jay. Lok Sabha Rajyapal. Very good, very good. Yes, Draupadi Murmu, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, right, like that. Okay, Shri Narendra Modi ji. You should attach Shri in front of the name. Okay, clear? Take it. So first thing, what is the law? We understood. Now, if anybody asks you what is the law in your interviews or anywhere else, okay, I hope you can answer to that. Yes, everyone, clear? Okay, great. Now, we understood what is law. We also understood our syllabus. Now, let's start with our syllabus, the main purpose why we are here. And I am going to start with, as I already told you, okay, which part I am going to start with, beta? Companies Act. We are going to start with Companies Act 2013. But we will not only be studying Companies Act 2013. 2013 is 10 years back, 10, 12 years back. We will also be studying the amendments. So what are we going to study, beta? The amendments. Amendment means changes. Because after Companies Act 2013 came Companies Amendment Act 2015, then came Companies Amendment Act 2017, then came Companies Amendment Act 2019, then 2020, then 21, then 22. So recently many amendments have been done, and we have to study the amendments as well. There are two subjects where you need to know amendments, or else you can't call yourself as a chartered accountant or a professional. One is law, like Companies Act in your syllabus, and one is tax. Yes, you need to be amended. Okay, if you don't upgrade yourself, you are a downgraded professional. Simple as that. Okay, you don't have value. Okay, so now understand, whenever you start studying any act, you need to know, or you need to understand the name of that. Sir, why understanding the name is so important? The reason is that, example, me and you enter into a dispute. And what we generally say, I'll sue you. Yes, we understood I sue you. But there is a procedure now to file a suit. Can we just say sue and go in the court? No. There is a procedure. We have to fill the application form and all. That application form is called as plaint. So when we fill the application form, we have to mention the name of the act under which we are filing the suit. Just imagine, example, we had to file a suit under Companies Act, but we filed suit under Contract Act. There itself, beta, the court will dismiss your application. That's the reason that understanding the name is very important. So, sir, how to understand the name? I always say follow a reverse psychology. Now, what is reverse psychology? Let's understand. You have to study from the reverse part. Go from the reverse. See, in the year 2013. In the year 2013, one act was, there are two words, one act was passed or act was enforced. See, every act has a year. Companies Act 2013, LLP Act 2008, Foundation Indian Contract Act 1872, Sale of Goods Act 1930. So what is the relevance of this year? Maybe somebody will ask you tomorrow, so what is the relevance of this year? So this is the year when the act is passed or the act is enforced. Now there are two words, passed and enforced. So first we need to understand now what is passed and enforced. Passed means President of India gave consent. This act is made in India. Enforced means it is made applicable. So basically 2013 is the act, this year. What is the relevance of this year? The relevance of this year is this is the year when the act is passed or enforced. What do you think, guys? Online students, what do you think? Passed or enforced? Answer. Here my students are telling passed. Passed. One student is enforced. Okay. Answer is beta. This is the year when the act is passed. Okay. So year of passing and year of enforcement may be same or it may be different also. So what is the year of passing here to 2013? But sir, what is the exact date? The exact date of passing of this act is 29th August 2013. 29th August 2013. But sir, when was it enforced? It was enforced from 1st April 2014. Enforced from which day, beta? 1st April 2014. And here also, beta, whole act was not enforced. Only 98 sections were enforced. How many sections? 98 sections out of 450 odd sections. Slowly by amendment, by notification, they enforced the whole act. So only 98 sections were enforced. Okay. So sir, this is the year when the act is passed. But sir, why was the act passed? There should be some purpose of passing of the act, na? Sir, na, that parliamentary people, na, MPs, na, they did not had any work. They told, we are bored, let's make an act. No. There is a purpose of every act. What is the purpose of Companies Act? Purpose is to govern and regulate. To govern and regulate companies in India. To govern and regulate what? Companies in India. This is the purpose. Acha guys, I have one question. If I write to govern and regulate, as it is Indian Companies Act. So if I write here to govern and regulate Indian companies, will it be correct? No. Why? Perfect. Okay. No, correct, Jairam. No. The reason is that there are foreign companies also in India. Like many foreign companies are there. Apple is there, Honeywell is there, Nestle is there. Many are there. PNG is there. Okay. These companies came in India, use Indian resources, make profits in India, take the profits to their home country. Should they follow Indian laws or not? Yes. And that's the reason we don't write Indian companies, we write companies in India. Okay. So see, so sir, this one we understood. But sir, what is the exact meaning of govern and regulate? I'll write every word. Okay. And there is a reason why I will write every word. If there is no reason, I will not write. I'm very lazy. I'll not write. But if anything I write, there is hell lot important for your syllabus. So what is the meaning of govern and regulate? See, govern and regulate means this act is going to define you what is a company. Very important definition. Then this act is going to tell you how to form a company. The procedure of incorporation is. This act is going to tell you how to manage a company under Companies Act. Like how to, once you appoint director, what to do, how to appoint director. Once a director resigns or leaves the company, what all procedures are to be there. How to become a member, how to maintain register of members, every damn thing. That is management. How to file balance sheet, P&L, everything is there in your syllabus. With ROC, within what time, who are the authorities, that is managed. Then this act is also going to tell you how to wind up a company. That is dissolution. So from the formation till the winding up, everything is given in this act. That is called as govern and regulate. Am I clear? But sir, this whole act is made for companies. This whole act is made for what? Companies. So sir, what is a company? Without understanding this, we can't go ahead only. What is a company? Let's understand. Very, very important definition. Okay. So guys, especially graduation people, you tell me what do you need, what do you think, what is a company? Because for a professional, the meaning of company is different, and for a layman, the meaning of company is different. In fact, I'll tell you, beta, many of you might tell me the exact meaning also of a company, the exact definition, but they exactly don't know what is a company. So you tell me what is a company from your side. Whatever you remember, you tell me. Under Companies Act 1956 or other act. Okay. Legal entity. I'll write it down. Okay. Give me answers. See, it should be a conversation lecture. Okay. Once we answer, like you give me answer, right, wrong doesn't matter to me. I always have one statement, that nobody can teach you law. Law can only be understood. And understanding can be done only when you give answers. Okay, it's a beautiful topic. There's so many things, practical examples and all I'll give you. Okay. Okay, good. Incorporated Companies Act 1956. Okay. Legal entity. Legal entity. Okay, I'll write the options. Okay. I'll write your options. Artificial person, okay. Artificial person. Give answers, right, wrong, doesn't matter. As a student, I used to give the worst possible answer. Okay, limited liability. But I ended up being a rank holder. Artificial answer. Okay. Okay. What you told? Okay. Ownership and management are separate. Good. Okay. Perpetual succession. Very good. Very good. Perpetual succession. Okay, one more answer came. Common seal. Common seal. Common seal, sir. Common seal. Okay. And I'll take all your answer. I'll keep on checking your messages. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Chalo. So good. Everyone gave answer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, boys. Okay. See, so this is the first learning which I am giving you. What you are writing and what he is asking may differ. I asked you what is a company. You gave me features of a company. Okay, understood. So that's the reason what happens, like you write everything and it's so easy paper. I'll easily get 17 when result comes 17. So this is the reason. Okay. So that's the reason, beta. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, see, for a layman, if all these features are there, it's a company. But I'll give you a number of entities which have all these features, but it is not a company because it doesn't fit into the definition of company. So, sir, what is a company? Because without understanding this, we cannot go ahead only. First thing, we need to understand this thing properly. Then we'll go ahead. So, sir, these are features. Okay, so I'll put a cross on this. This is not company. Features will study separately. Don't worry. Okay, whenever you are being asked any question, at that time you have to answer like a professional using sections. What do you have to use, beta? Section. See, there are two things. When you use section now, so you look like a professional. And second, whenever tomorrow you'll practice, at that time your client tells something and you say, ask for section this and this, he'll be like, okay, take the money, take money, whatever you want to do. Because the moment you use section, you look like a professional. Okay. So what is the answer? Section 2 clause 20. What is the section number? Section 2 clause 20. It defines you what is a company. Beautiful definition they have given. Sir, what is a beautiful definition? See, company means a company. Arey sir, what nonsense. You told beautiful. It is same matching. Company means a company. Okay, you didn't like the word. I'll change the word. Entity. Okay. Company means an entity incorporated. Sir, what do you mean by incorporated? Incorporated means formed and registered. Okay. So company means a company. Company means an entity incorporated under what? Under this act. This act means what? This act means Companies Act 2013 or under any previous law, any previous company law, any previous company. So what is a company, beta? Company means only those entities which are formed and registered under Companies Act 2013, under this act, or under any previous company law. Sir, what was the previous company law, sir? We know Companies Act 2013, sir. What was previous company law? Okay, you are telling Companies Act 1956. Before that, Companies Act was not there in India. In India, we didn't have companies. That is way earlier. Okay, Companies Act 1956. Before that, it was Companies Act 1913. Before that, it was Companies Act 1866. Before that, first Companies Act in India 1850. Before that also there was Companies Ordinance, you can say, temporary law 1842, which was made as an act in the year 1850. So this is officially the first Companies Act in India. So if your entity is formed under Companies Act, only under Companies Act, be it 2013, be it 1956, be it 1913, be it 1866, be it 1850, but only Companies Act, then only your entity will be called as a company, and Companies Act will be entirely applicable to it. So if your entity is formed only under Companies Act, be it 1850, be it 2013, then only your entity is called as a company. Am I clear? We'll take some examples, okay, on this. You guys tell me whether it's a company or not. Okay, let's see. First one, Reliance. Have you heard? Reliance Industries Limited. Come on, tell me, is it a company or not? Yes, here boys are telling company. Yes. Online students, yes. Just tell me yes or no. Yes. Okay, answer is yes, because it is formed under Companies Act 1956. Very good. One more example. Tata Sons Private Limited. Is it a company? Have you heard about this company? About this entity? Answer is yes, it's a company. Yes, it's a company. Aja, why? Because it is formed under Companies Act 1913. If just a general understanding, what do you think? Reliance Industries Limited versus Tata Sons, which would be a bigger company? The Reliance Industries Limited is a listed company. Tata Sons Private Limited is a private company, not a listed company. Okay, so which would be a bigger company? Tata Sons. Okay, Tata Sons, Reliance, Tata Sons. Okay, I'll tell you. Acha, answer is better Tata Sons. How many times it would be bigger? Like, because if you say 2 times, na, it would be double of Reliance. Okay, and I'll tell you just for your understanding, the revenue of Reliance per, like, what does Reliance Industries Limited do? What does it do? What is the business? It is into oil refinery basically. It purchases oil, not purchases, it procures oil from the government. Okay, crude oil, and they process it, and while processing, okay, they you can say carve out many things. Like, first thing, they add their chemicals, and first thing that is made out of that crude oil is white petrol. Then the residue, again they'll add chemicals, then there is petrol, then there is diesel, then there is kerosene. Like this, 13 items are taken out, and the 14th item is it is kachra, that is basically the waste. That waste is called as grease. That also they sell. Okay, so one drop of crude oil fetches an income of $8 to Reliance. One drop, that is Reliance Industries Limited. So by the time I have told you all these stories, crores of rupees might have been deposited in Motabai's account, because it is not a small factory. The factory size of theirs in Jamnagar, Gujarat is 26 square kilometers, not in meters. It is not in foot 10 meters, it is in kilometers. Okay, so there are big pipes for that and all. Now, so that is Reliance. So many people were telling Tata Sons is a bigger company, Reliance is a bigger company. Okay, so answer is, guys, Tata Sons is a bigger company. And how many times? It is literally 100 times bigger than Reliance. I'll give you a calculation. Okay, basic estimates. You want to know that? Then I'll tell you. You want to know that, online students? Yes. Yes. See. In India, one of the biggest IPO, one of the biggest IPO, okay, was of Reliance Industries Limited, which was of around 15,000 crores. 15,000 crores. If Tata Sons is an unlisted company, if Tata Sons goes for a IPO, the minimum value of Tata Sons IPO would be around minimum, this I am telling you minimum, it will be minimum 60 lakh crore. 60 lakh crore. 60 lakh crore, if you cannot understand beta, it is 3 times the net GDP of Pakistan. If you sell Pakistan 3 times na, then this IPO will be subscribed. So this is, if you multiply, it is more than 100. One more example I'll give you. These are estimates I am telling, okay. Reliance Industries, one share price recently is around 1500 rupees because of the split. Okay, before the split it was 3000 rupees. Now it is 1500 rupees. Tata Sons one share is of how much price, you know? Huh? It is increased now. One share is more than 1 crore rupees. Okay, more than 1 crore. That is Tata Sons Private Limited. And they will not sell you these shares. If you are a very close person of theirs, then only you will get the shares. Okay. Now, okay, chalo. So it is also a company. Okay. So these are rich people, right? Anybody wants their shares? Okay. You need to be close person of Tata's, then only you will get it. And if you get their shares, so it will be like in the market you are like a big shot person. Okay, that you got the shares. I don't have it. Obviously, if I had these shares, do you think I would be taking this lecture? Okay. Obviously. Now, yes. Okay, so 2 examples we saw. Why they have not become listed if they can raise their money other than companies like that? Because they are so rich. They are positively cash flow, I can say like that. They have funds, they have so much of funds. What does Tata Sons Private Limited do now? It just finances its companies, Tata. Actually, Tata Sons is the holding company of almost all the whole Tata group. So they are just providing finance. That is what Tata Sons does. And Tata's majority of shares are held by Tata Trust. And that is the reason nobody can take over Tata's. So that's a lot of money they have. There is one person called as Shapurji Palamji. He holds around 72,000 shares in this company. Okay. So his valuation of shares is around 70,000 crores, 72,000 crores plus. So these are rich people. Okay, great. Acha, third. Let's start. Have you heard about this ICICI Bank Limited? What do you think, beta? Is it a company? Is it a company? Yes. 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 Okay. Answer yes, it is a company. Okay, because it is formed under Companies Act 1956. Okay, but regulated under Banking Regulation Act. So ICICI Bank will follow which act? Companies Act or Banking Regulation Act? It is Banking Regulation Act 1949. But wherever Banking Regulation Act is silent, which act will be applicable? Companies Act, which we'll talk about this further, don't worry. Okay. Fourth. Have you heard about Max Life Insurance? Aviva Life Insurance, General Insurance Company Limited. Max Life Insurance, a very big insurance entity. Is it a company? Max Life. Answer, sir, because acha, now one student will, because company is written. No, it's not like that. Partnership firms also have the name company. Okay, just because the word company is there, it is not a company. Okay, you have to see under which act it is formed. Am I clear with this thing? My name, if I keep Sachin, will I become Sachin Tendulkar? No. Okay, like that. Answer is yes, it is a company because it is formed under Companies Act 1956. It is a company, okay, insurance company, but regulated under, formed under Companies Act, but regulated under which act, beta? Insurance Act 1938. So it will follow which act, beta? Insurance Act 1938. Okay, but wherever Insurance Act is silent, it will follow which act, beta? Companies Act. Am I clear with this thing? Understood? If this, so you might be knowing LIC. In Hindi we say Zindagi ke saath bhi, Zindagi ke baad bhi. LIC, what do you think? Is it a company? Yes or no? Answer is no. It's not a company because it is not formed under Companies Act. It is formed under LIC Act 1956. See, I told you now. Many of us think, oh, so this is company. No, we are professionals. We need to think like professionals now. Is it a company? You need to see under which act it is formed. It is formed under LIC Act 1956. So it is not a company. See why it is important. Just imagine better, you are doing audit of companies. So there is a way how you do audit of companies. There is a checklist. You see whether the company is following Companies Act or not. But suddenly you got audit of LIC and you don't know the difference between company and non-company. You will go for doing audit of LIC just like you are doing audit of companies. Will it be a stupidity or not? Yes, because will they follow Companies Act? Answer is no. They'll follow their own act. So that is the reason I told the definition is hell lot important. First we need to know what is a company. Then we'll study everything. Okay. Now, great. Okay. This you tell me. RBI. Is it a company? No. Why? Because this is formed under which act? RBI Act 1934. Okay. So that's the reason it is not a company. Okay. Very good. Next. Okay. This you tell me. BCCI. Board of Control for Cricket. Just now we have won against England. BCCI, is it a company? No. What do you think, online students? Yes? No? No? Yes? Answer. Is BCCI a company? No. Answer is no. So then what is it, sir? No. Because tomorrow if you get audit of BCCI, under which act you will do audit? You have to see as an auditor they are following that act or not. What is BCCI? Answer is BCCI is a society formed under Societies Registration Act 1960. Where is the head office of BCCI? No, it is in Tamil Nadu. BCCI was formed in Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Okay, so BCCI is a society. So when tomorrow if you get audit of BCCI, you will do audit of BCCI as per Societies Registration Act, not under Companies Act. Am I clear? Societies Register 1960. It is not a company. This cross, this cross, this cross. Okay, this your favorite, Deloitte. Deloitte, is it a company? Tomorrow you'll be working in Deloitte. Is it a company? Deloitte's in India. Is it a company? No. No. Answer is no. The full name of Deloitte is Deloitte's Huskins and Sells LLP. It is a LLP formed under LLP Act 2008. It is also not a company. Am I clear? You understand? So tomorrow if anybody asks you is it a company, just see under which act it is formed. If under Companies Act, yes it is a company, or else not. Am I clear? Everyone? So see, for a layman beta, I told you na, if separate legal entity, perpetual succession, all these things are there and it's a company. I'll beta all these entities LIC, RBI, BCCI, all these entities have all the features of company. But is it a company? Answer is no, because they are not formed under companies. Am I clear with this? Understood? Everyone? I hope I'm clear. Everyone? Great. Anyone has doubt? Great. Okay. So one more activity I'm going to tell you, which is very useful activity for all of you people as chartered accountants. Tomorrow when you will read Income Tax Act, Companies Act on your own, this activity which I'm telling you will definitely help you. In fact, it took me 6 to 8 months to understand this classification, which I'm telling you in 5 minutes. Okay. Let me check the messages. What is LLP? Limited Liability Partnership. It's a partnership, like you might have studied in 11, 12. Partnership, the relation between persons who agree to share the profits of a business carried on by all, or any of them acting for all. But here liability of partners is limited. We have this act, LLP Act. In that we'll get clarity. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Now understand. This activity please do whenever you are reading acts on your own, when you are reading modules. It will definitely help you get clarity. Okay. Have you heard about this word? Body corporate. Yes. Tell me, what is body corporate then? What is that? Many a times we have heard this word. See what happens, especially graduates, again I'm telling you, like now when you are a layman, you can just listen to the word body corporate, corporation, and you can move on. Company, okay, yeah, I'm working in a company, I'm working in a body corporate, I'm working in a corporation. You can just listen and move on. But as a professional, every damn word we need to understand the meaning properly. The meaning of government employee in Companies Act is different for you and for layman. Layman means who's not a professional. Like within a doctor, like if we say if there is a something like heart problem happened and he was admitted, are mini heart attack, big heart attack we say. But there is a difference between heart attack, cardiac arrest, palpitation. Cardiac arrest means sudden stoppage of flow of blood in your heart because of untoward reasons. Heart attack means it's a slow process. Okay, slowly there was some deposition in your nerves because of which blood flow stopped. Palpitation means suddenly your heartbeats grow fast. Your heart starts beating fast. What we say, dhak 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 was happening to the doctor. Or heart attack, mini heart attack. No, a doctor knows the difference between cardiac arrest, heart attack, palpitation. Same thing, we need to understand the difference between body corporate, company, corporations. Okay, so see, let's understand this bifurcation. Please understand this bifurcation properly. Beta, what do you mean by body corporate? It's very simple meaning. Body means person, corporate means created by law. Person created by law. Now, person created by law means artificial person. Very simple. So can I say company is a body corporate? Yes. Can I say RBI is a body corporate? Yes. Can I say LIC is a body corporate? Yes. Can I say society, BCCI is a body corporate? Yes. So in body corporate, when the word comes body corporate, at that time you have to do 3 bifurcations. First is in body corporate, which entity comes? First is company. Company means any entity fulfilling section 2 clause 20. Simple as that. Correct? One word will come in your books which will be corporation. You might have heard this word corporation a number of times. But do you know what is corporation? Corporation means an entity formed and regulated under a separate act made only for itself. Example, LIC, RBI, SEBI, ICAI, formed under ICAI Act. Am I clear? So why I am telling you this thing, because when you read the act, it will be written every company shall do this thing. So that provision is applicable only for company. Understood? But sometimes it is written every company shall do this thing, and then it will be written downstairs. Okay, every company, here company shall mean corporation. That means this provision is applicable to companies as well as corporations. Am I clear with this thing? So corporation means an entity formed under a separate act made only for itself. Example, LIC. Okay. And all other artificial persons, I'll put on the third bracket, we call it as other body corporates. What we call? Other body corporates. Here, every other artificial person will come. Like society will come. Trust will come. LLP will come. Etc. 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 Which are neither companies, neither corporation. It will come under the third part, other body corporate. Like sometimes they'll write every company shall do this thing. Here, company shall include body corporate, means this provision is applicable only for companies, or it is applicable to all artificial person. It is applicable to all artificial person. Am I clear with this thing? Understood properly? Okay. So tell me, Reliance will be what beta? Company. Tata Sons will be company. ICICI company. Max Life Insurance, LIC corporation. Perfect. RBI corporation. BCCI other body corporate. Deloitte's other body corporate. Am I clear with this? Correct. Online students, everyone clear? Okay. Yeah. Company incorporated outside India will come under the definition of company. Don't worry. Yeah. Again, I'll explain. Aman. See. When the word body corporate comes, body corporate means artificial person. In this body corporate word, we do three bifurcation because sometimes provisions are drafted like that. First, in body corporate will come company. Second will come corporation. Corporation means any entity formed under a separate act made only for itself. Like LIC, RBI, SEBI, all these things. SBI. SBI is also formed under SBI Act. And all other artificial persons which are not company, neither corporations, which are not formed under Companies Act, which are not formed under a separate act made only for themselves, will come under other body corporates. Like LLP, like Deloitte's, is it formed under Deloitte's Act? No, obviously not. Okay. Society, BCCI, is it formed under BCCI Act? No. So all these will be other body corporates. Am I clear? So whenever the provision comes, every body corporate shall do this thing. That means beta, that provision of Companies Act is applicable only to company or to all body corporates, all body corporates. Am I clear? Yes? Okay. I hope I'm clear now. Great. Now, understand. Sir, we understood what is a company. We also understood the bifurcation of the word body corporate. Now, sir, which act we are studying? We are studying Companies Act. So, Companies Act is applicable to which all entities? Let's understand. Companies Act 2013 is applicable to which all entities? Is applicable to which all entities? Let's understand. Achha. Is Companies Act applicable to companies, normal companies? Yes or no? Yes, for them only we have made. It is applicable to companies. Achha. Is it applicable to banking companies? Is it applicable to banking companies? ICICI Bank and all? Answer is yes, it is applicable to banking companies. Okay? Provided provisions of Companies Act do not collide with Banking Regulation Act 1949. Did you understand the meaning of this line? That means for ICICI Bank, is Companies Act applicable? Yes. But if Banking Regulation Act and Companies Act collide with each other on any topic, so for ICICI Bank will follow which act? Banking Regulation Act. Okay. Next, is it applicable to insurance companies? Yes. But same. Provided, what beta provided? Perfect. Provided provisions. Yes, provisions of Companies Act 2013 do not collide with which act? Insurance Act. Do not collide with Insurance Act 1938. Or there is one more thing. Have you heard about IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority Act? So some insurance companies followed IRDA. So it should not collide with IRDA or Insurance Act. So Max Life Insurance will follow Companies Act, but provided where Companies Act and Insurance Act collide, they will follow Insurance Act. Next, there is one more company. Companies engaged in generation and supply of electricity. Have you heard about Reliance Energy? Reliance Energy Limited. It is not of Mukesh Ambani. It is of whom? Beta, his brother Anil Ambani. Okay. Adani Energy, Tata Power, all this. Okay. They follow which act? You know, Electricity Supply Act 2003. So is Companies Act applicable to them? Yes, but it should not collide with Electricity Supply Act 2003. So same thing. Provided, I'll write like this. Everything is same. Do not collide with Electricity Supply Act 2003. Am I clear? Understood? Act 1949. Okay. Next, sir, apart from banking companies, insurance company, electricity generation companies, if there is any other company, like if have you heard about NBFC, non-banking financial companies, Bajaj Finance, we call it as Bajaj Finsri, they follow which act? RBI Act. So for any other entity which are regulated under any other act, will Companies Act be applicable? Yes. Okay, but provided it doesn't go against that respective act. Am I clear? So any other entity, any other company, sorry, not entity, any other company, we are studying about companies only. Any other company regulated under any other act Means it is an entity formed under Companies Act but regulated under different act. Example also I'll write here. NBFC. They are regulated under which act? RBI Act 1934. So for them also, which act will be applicable? Companies Act, provided the provisions of Companies Act do not collide with the respective act. Am I clear? Okay, now see, we have studied up till now only for companies, normal companies, banking companies, insurance companies, electricity generation company, or any other company formed under Companies Act but regulated under different act. So we are studying only of companies. But sir, there are other entities like corporations. And so for corporation, is Companies Act applicable? Answer is yes, but central government will notify which provisions are applicable. Am I clear? Like LIC also has to file balance sheet P&L with registrar of companies. Okay, like normal companies. That is mentioned in the notification. So they will also follow Companies Act only to that point. For other points, better LIC Act will be there. So for any other entity, for any other, I'll write body corporate apart from company. Okay, is Companies Act be applicable? The Companies Act 2013 shall be applicable to the extent notified by central government. Am I clear with this? Okay, don't get confused between any other entity and banking companies, insurance companies, electricity generation companies. First four were only for companies. They are companies. Last one is any other entity apart from company. So it might be corporation or any other body corporate. Am I clear? Yes. Okay. Okay. So quick summary of what all things we studied. Okay. We studied Companies Act. So this act, first we understood the name. This act was passed on which date? 29th August 2013, enforced from 1st April 2014. That also not all sections. This act is formed to govern and regulate companies in India. What is the company? Section 2 clause 20. Company means only those entities which are formed under Companies Act 2013 or any previous Companies Act. What was the previous company law beta? Companies Act 1956, 1913, 1866, 1850. If it is formed under any of this act, then only it is a company, or else not. Then we understood, sir, what is a company, what is a corporation, and what is body corporate. Corporation means an entity formed under a separate act made only for itself. Company means an entity formed under Companies Act. If it is any other artificial person, neither a company, neither a corporation, it comes under other body corporate. And is Companies Act applicable to all companies? Yes. Normal companies, yes. But there are some companies which are formed under Companies Act but regulated under other act. For them, Companies Act will be applicable, provided Companies Act do not collide with their respective act. Sir, if it is not a company, any other body corporate, to which will Companies Act be applicable? Yes, but that will be notified by central government. If it is not notified, no, then no provision will be applicable. Am I clear with this thing? I hope I'm clear, online students. Which part, Noor? Which part? Noor Mohammed, which part? Any other body corporate. Any other body corporate means either it's an artificial person, but it's not a company, neither a corporation. It will come other body corporate. Means it's an artificial person, but neither a company, neither a corporation. That's it. Okay, because company is regulated under Companies Act. Corporations are regulated under their own separate act. Okay, made only for themselves. All other body corporates will come under, obviously the other body corporates part, like societies will come under Societies Registration Act or Cooperative Societies Act. Trust will be there, Indian Trust Act is there. LLPs will be regulated under LLP Act. They don't have a separate act for themselves. Am I clear? Yes. So I hope you understood everything of today's lecture. We wasted a lot of time, I know, okay, because of technical glitch, but tomorrow we'll go ahead and understand the technicalities. Okay, beautiful questions will be there. We'll understand, we'll start with features and all. Okay. See, if you want this notes, I can send it to you, but it is advisable that you write also. Okay, if you don't write, no problem, I'll send it, no issues. And anyways, from JKSC book we'll be studying. Okay, yes, okay, chalo. So these are short notes, okay, for your own purpose, like quick summary. If you want to do, you can do from this notes. Okay, hello. So bye bye, take care. I'm signing off by for now. We'll meet tomorrow sharp at 2:30. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Yeah, I'll send the notes, don't worry. Yeah, I'll send it, don't worry. Okay, bye bye, take care, bye.